Happy Friday. We're somehow all the way to the middle of July, which is absolutely bonkers. It's flying by these last couple of weeks. I am super excited. We're going to talk about two books today. They're duology, so it's one story divided into two books that has really fun characters. So I'm excited to talk about it. Let's get into it. The books are The Lion and the Rose and The Serpent and the Pearl, both written by Kate Quinn. I love Kate Quinn's books. I really enjoy her storytelling and how she creates characters that really come to life. So I'm a big fan. But these are actually the last books of hers that I've read. I started with her ancient Rome books, and then jumped to her World War II, post World War II books. So I really jumped the spectrum there on the timeline, and then went back to Borgia, Italy for these two. So that's when these books take place, is in Rome and other various Italian city-states, while Borgia is the Pope. For those of you who don't know anything about the Borgia family, I don't want to spoil it for you because it's history that it can be written into TV shows and books and movies, and has been, because it's just such an amazing story that you would just never believe that it's real. And that's what's fun about these books. The main character, her name is Julia. She is Borgia's mistress, basically, while he's Pope. So Pope Borgia is known as Pope Alexander VI, and it takes a lot of maneuvering to get him to be Pope, because the Borgias were hated by a lot of people, and by the time he was done reigning as Pope, they were hated even more and vilified, which is why a lot of the things about them that have existed and prevailed to this day have really been really terrible things, horrible ideas about them, whether they're real or made up and exaggerated throughout time, is anybody's guess. I think we can all agree that history probably lies somewhere a little bit more in the middle. Probably some of these things did happen, but were they as egregious as history has made them? It's tough to know what that looks like. But Julia is surrounded by a cast of characters that is fun. And it's told from multiple perspectives, so not just hers. It's told by a woman who works in her kitchens, and her story is fascinating. She has a companion who protects her, who is a dwarf, and his character is fascinating, and his involvement with the Borgias extends farther than Julia's, as in more than just this one Borgia. So it's a very fascinating story about a time when a family truly has all of this power, and what it looks like to have it, to hold it, and to keep it. Do they keep it? Can they keep it? And what that looks like. And that's what's told throughout these two stories. So that it does go from one to the other. At this point, Italy is not a unified country, so the French are constantly trying to take it over. So are the Spanish. There's constant battles for territory. This is very much a time of war between not only the city-states, but outside threats like the Holy Roman Empire, which is not in Rome. So it's very fascinating time in history, but also really fun characters, a fascinating story, and a great way to really interact with these times. So I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it. I would love to hear if you have read any of these books, either of these books, or any other books about the Borgias. I'm always looking to add to my TBR, even if they're about something that I've already read about. Somebody always has a fresh perspective, and I like to read it. So if you've read books about the Borgias, I'd love to hear it. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Happy reading.